Right guys, before we get into the video, I just wanted to say, please make sure you have voted for the Saints View in this year's Football Content Awards. We are nominated for Best New Content Creator. There are 3 ways you can vote: by using the link in the description below, tagging us in the comments on an Instagram post that I've also linked in the description below, and also tweeting the following text that's also in the description below. All you have to do is copy and paste that, tweet it out, and literally that's as easy as it is. To do all 3 votes, it probably takes about 15 seconds, helps us out massively. And yeah, we'd love to win it. It'd be a massive thing for us. So please do that. Pause the video if you haven't done it, and then come back to the video. Thanks a lot in advance. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for Sunderland content. For another video, we're back in our usual settings, and that is because the season is restarting. We're getting back to normal matchday content, which I'm incredibly gassed about. And Southampton are back playing football matches. It's very exciting. And because they're about to restart their Premier League season, they played a friendly yesterday against Bristol City, 1-3-2. You know, we won at home. A big deal. And so in this video, as the title suggests, we're going to be looking at 5 things we learned from that friendly win. But before we get into it, do make sure you have hit subscribe. We're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, and we will be doing live match watch-alongs for every single game remaining in the Premier League for Southampton, of course. So that's 9 games. Obviously the usual match preview, predicted lineup, match reviews, etc. will be coming. So essentially almost 4, maybe even 5 if we add another video, which is sort of behind the scenes a little bit at the moment, per game. So make sure you subscribe with your notifications turned on, because a lot of content will be coming out over the next couple of weeks on the channel. And also make sure you are following us on our Instagram and Twitter accounts. We've been a lot more active, particularly on Instagram during the lockdown, which has seen us gain hundreds of followers on each platform. Of course, the fact that we're nominated in this award has helped as well. Thank you guys for that as well. If you haven't voted, why haven't you? And so we're posting transfer news, normal matchday stuff on there as well, and just being a bit more active in all honesty, so make sure you're following us. But that's enough rambling. Let's talk about the 3-2 friendly win over Bristol City and the things we learned from it. First of all, Danny Ings can still score goals. Now I think that was a slight concern for me personally, I don't know about you guys, that potentially, you know, Ings was in such good form, a 3-month break might not have helped. However, you know, he found the back of the net in this one. Granted, it was a tap in, but you know, they all count. And of course, he's such a good striker. I don't think he was ever going to forget where the back of the net was, but you know, 15 Premier League goals before the break. You know, he's in contention for that golden boot. He's only 4 goals off of Vardy at the top. Can he get it? I was very optimistic thinking that he would, but you know, he's not that far off. And I definitely think he's obviously the main man for the job in the entire team during this sort of restart period. Second of all is the fact that, you know, defensively Saints weren't all there. And fair enough, it was pointed out to me that the team that started the game and conceded the 2 goals was the centre-back duo of Yannick Vestergaard and Kevin Danzo. Of course, they're not going to be the, or at least I hope, they're not going to be the first choice defensive partnership going into that game against Norwich on Friday. But what was curious to me was the fact that Jack Stevens and Jan Bednarek only started one of the 45-minute periods, and then I believe they came on sort of midway through that second one. So they started the third one and came on sort of halfway through the second one. So they got, you know, the best part of maybe 70 minutes. But I don't know, personally I would have thought they'd play a bit more. Obviously they're going to be the first choice going into that restart. You know, maybe Ralph wanted to give sort of fringe players a bit more time to be fit, especially if we're going to be having the 5 substitution rule. He's going to be using a lot more players. But that was something that sort of stuck out to me. And if you watch the highlights, the goals that were conceded, not the best. The third thing we learned was the fact that James Ward-Prowse wore the captain's armband whilst Pierre Højbjerg was still on the pitch. Now this week Højbjerg has been strongly linked with moves away, as he has been pretty much through the whole lockdown period, pretty much actually since January window. And so it was very interesting to see that Ward-Prowse was given the armband. Will he wear it on Friday night and for the rest of the Premier League season? That is something that we'll obviously be keeping our eyes out for. And I think also every Saints fan would rather Ward-Prowse wear that armband. Now Højbjerg, he's going into the last year of his contract, if he doesn't obviously find a new club, and I think it's very clear that he's not signing that new contract. You know, we'll talk about that in another video sometime when more transfer links are sort of coming out. But you know, I think he's definitely committed to the club. You know, he'll play his best, or he'll try to play his best in those remaining 9 games. But we've set a 35 million price tag for him. Everton and Spurs are interested. I just can't see him staying. And so yeah, fair enough. Ward-Prowse deserves the armband. Ralph said that if Højbjerg goes into his last year of his contract, then you know, he's not going to be captain. So fair enough, Ward-Prowse deserves it as well in my opinion. So that's something I was really pleased to see. Perhaps he's not the loudest, but he is the one that, you know, knows the club inside out. It means a lot to him, and I definitely think he can be that leader on the pitch. The fourth thing we learned was the fact that a lot of youth was included in this game, and I think, you know, that's adding to the point that I made in the second point about defensive sort of choices, let's say. You know, Ralph wanted to give French players a chance, you know, build up their fitness, because I don't believe the under-23s will be playing again, so this will help those reserve players. And with 5 substitutes, we could see, you know, more young players be given a chance. The likes of Nathan Teller, Jake Vokins, Alexander Yankovic, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and of course Will Smallbone all played. Smallbone particularly looked very impressive in some of the highlights that I saw. So, you know, he's definitely looking to be one of those players that will be used quite a lot in these games. And it's also interesting that Nathan Teller and Yankovic were given a chance. I believe both of them are under 23 players, never gotten anywhere near the first team. Teller particularly was someone I've used to keep an eye on, but I think he's had injuries, so he's sort of been in and out. But Yankovic, if you play Football Manager, you know that he becomes a class player on that. So, you know, it's all very interesting. And finally, the last thing we learned was the fact that Kelvin Davies is a snake. I am joking, but he refereed the game, gave a penalty to Bristol City. Now, I'm just saying, you know, club legend, high up in the coaching staff, and he gave a penalty against us. I think that's a little bit suspect. I am joking, of course. SKD, we still love you, mate. Right guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, leave it a like. And also let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the friendly. You know, if you've seen the highlights, you would have seen that the second goal in particular was, it involved some very nice play. I'm not gonna lie, some very, very sexy football. So, you know, that encourages me. And look, Bristol City, no mugs. 7th in the Championship. Decent enough side. And also make sure you have hit subscribe. Like I said earlier, we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so if you haven't yet already, you're a Saints fan, or you just like football content in general, make sure you've hit subscribe with your notifications turned on. Loads of content, and I'm telling you that now, loads of content over the next couple of weeks will be coming out, so stay tuned for that. Follow us on our socials as well, and we will see you in the week ahead of our pre-Norwich build-up. Cannot wait. See you soon, guys.